Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear audience. Why do I score poorly in comprehension? This is one question which bothers deeply all the students appearing for O-level English new syllabus. Don't worry. Now here I'm going to discuss some such reading skills and strategies that are really going to help you top your comprehension paper. That is the idea of explicit and implicit. You don't know what are they? So watch this video till the end where I'm going to provide you with a lot of examples and ways to crack the implicit and explicit meaning of comprehension and top your comprehension paper. When we talk about explicit meaning in a text, it means that something which is stated directly or clearly in the text without any room for ambiguity or implication or vagueness. Unfortunately, there are less questions which are set on these explicit meaning and they carry less marks. On the other hand, the major part of comprehension paper is based on implicit meaning questions. Now, implicit meaning questions are actually the meanings which are not directly stated, and they are some underlined or suggested meanings which we have to find out by reading the text deeply. Let's look at one example. The corridor was cold and windswept, making my candle flicker and the shadows quake and shudder. After reading this description, the image which comes to your mind for this long corridor is this. Now, ponder deeper for the explicit and implicit meaning. Now, explicit meanings are the informations given in the text stated directly, like the corridor is long, old, and windswept. But if we look for the implicit meaning in it, we may deduce that the corridor is creepy and frightening, but it is not mentioned in the text. How did I come to this idea? Actually, I came to this idea by the use of the imagery, such as the words candle flicker and shadows quake and shudder are helping me to deduce this thing that the corridor is creepy and frightening. It means that actually the implicit meanings are made on my logical inferences, on the base of my deeper understanding, by cracking the literary devices used in the text and by looking carefully at the writer's choice of words. It means that actually we have to read quite deeply. We have to go for the underlying meaning of the text. We have to see that what is suggested by the writer's use of vocabulary, and that we have to infer or understand the text which is not directly stated in the text. Sometimes it is often harder to figure out the explicit meaning. Now the question is how to infer the implicit meaning. For finding the implicit meaning, we have to see the context of the text. We have to see that what is the tone and then literary devices used in the text. It is quite important that it involves making logical inferences based on your the evidences present. Look at one more example for the implicit meaning. When I say that Josh was wearing a blue woolly hat yesterday morning, here the color of the hat is an explicit meaning because it is clearly stated here. But when we go for the deeper meaning, we may suggest the idea that it was cold yesterday. How did I come to this conclusion? I came to this idea because Josh was wearing a warm woolly hat. So actually writers use implicit meaning to create a sense of the atmosphere and the mood of the text. And here the things are not directly stated. We have to actually look at the given context and the word choice of the writer carefully to find out the implicit meaning. So when we are identifying and analyzing the explicit meaning in the text, it is very important that we are actually identifying the ideas clearly, and that has to be done on the basis of the context given in the text. What does it mean? It means that actually we have to develop our ideas and analysis based on the information that is given in the text. I mean, looking deeply at the things given, the word choice of the writer. For example, if I say that the man stumbled into the house, tripping and cruising his way up the stairs, the logical inference is that the man is drunk. Okay, by looking deeply into the sentence, because the writer's words choice stumbled, tripping, and cursing, they are actually suggesting us that the man was actually an alcoholic. It's mean that we have to actually zoom in on particular words. We have to see deeply on the word choice of the writer. We have to see that why writer has chosen those particular words to use. Look at one more example. This is a small extract, but this will really help you to understand the explicit and implicit meaning. Only a handful have been found before, but none like her. Her name is Luba, a 1-month-old baby mammoth. She walked the tundra about 40,000 years ago, then died mysteriously. Discovered on a riverbank in Siberia, she is the most perfectly preserved woolly mammoth ever discovered. Luba has mesmerized the scientific world with her arrival, creating headlines across the globe. Now see to it that the writer's choice of the word is really intentional. If we look for the explicit meaning in this text, we will find out that which is clearly stated that the Luba is 1-month-old baby mammoth who lived about 40,000 years ago. Scientists, they do not know about her death cause, and she was discovered on a riverbank in Siberia, and that she is the most perfectly preserved woolly mammoth ever discovered. Now, these are actually the explicit meanings which are directly stated in the text. But the story doesn't end here. Now we have to find the implicit meaning. Let's see that how we will find the implicit meaning here by going deeper into the word choice of the writer. So I will provide you the examples and the implied meanings taken out. Let's see that what are the implied meaning. Now, this is an amazing, unusual, and rare scientific discovery. This is one implied sense in the text. And I'm saying it on the basis of the writer's choice of the word only a handful have ever been found, or none like her, most perfectly preserved woolly mammoth ever discovered. So these are the phrases in the text which help me imply this sense. Now look another example. Scientists around the world are astounded and excited by her discovery. Now why do I imply this meaning? Because look at the supporting sentence here. Luba has mesmerized the scientific world. So look at the use of the word mesmerized here by writer. Writers, every choice of the word is on purpose. So actually we have to see that why is this particular word used here? Why not some other word? Look at another example. Her discovery is big news. This is my implied meaning. And why do I suggest it? Because creating headline across the globe. And something is a headline when it is something big. So what is most important? The most important thing is that you have shreds of evidences for all of your implied meaning. So find them, look at the context, look at the tone of the writer, and crack the word choice of writer to know the implicit meaning and the explicit meaning. Thank you very much.